Right here we have a old Plymouth, and the first thing is because this car is worn out, and let's see if it does start. I'm going to assume that it does start, but we're still going to check out. So let's start the car. Yeah, okay, you can hear it, and it started. It's kind of loud, which we will probably fix that. But okay, there's no oil in the engine. That's something that we're going to fix right now. Just add a little bit of oil. Don't need to add much. So now we can just take this thing to the dyno now. Right here at the dyno, let's go over to this and let's do the dyno test. Okay, so from factory it made 425 horsepower. I'm going to assume that it's going to make maybe 350 horsepower.
What? Holy Jesus. What is that? What is that?
Only 208 horsepower. That's less than half of the original horsepower of this car. Well, that is going to be fixed. Let's see, let's move it to lifter A. Now we're going to start our long, lengthy process of fixing this car. And since this engine is not a normal V8, I will go through the process of completely just getting the engine. I think on this episode we're going to just work on the engine. Next episode we'll do suspension and that sort of thing. So let's remove this radiator. Remove the radiator fan. So let's remove the battery. Now I got right here the shaker Himikuda, which is what this engine is. Got that air filter. And there goes that. Take the fuel pump off, brake servo, carburetor. This engine is so rusty. I can only imagine the amount of compression that this engine has. Probably not that much, that's why it probably takes so long to start the engine. It's gonna be ripping this engine out, putting a new engine in. Let's try to take this ignition distributor off. Gotta take these caps off first though. Front. There it is. And ignition distributor cap. Rotor. And distributor. Now let's take off this engine head. Well, it's an engine head cover. Are taking off the rocker arms, and I like this better because it's just one big piece that you take off. Now you got these push rods. And, okay, let's zoom in on that one again. Take that one out, and this one, and another smart plug, valve push rod, spark plug. Valve push rod, spark plug. And it's all spark plugs from this side. While we're over here on this side of the engine, let's take this manifold off. And yeah, got that manifold off. And let's get this engine head cover off. Manifold once again. I hate cars that have like this type of engine oil filter because I know in real life it like when you get it off it completely like goes everywhere. And so let's take this belt off and this power steering pump, belt, water pump pulley, crankshaft pulley. And right here's this big fat water pump. Right here's this alternator. And arm A. Arm B. ignition coil, and rocker arms, valve push rod, spark plug, valve push rod, valve push rod, spark plug. And let's just take these spark plugs off before we take the valve push rods off. Valve push rods are definitely tedious, but at least they're not like some engines that have valve push rods for like tons of valve push rods, which is my favorite thing about this engine. And now I don't want to zoom in on the suspension. And there's that. Take off this timing cover. There we go, get that off. Let's take this timing chain off. And gear. Camshaft. And what do we need here? Well, let's just take the head off and then worry about all the other stuff later. Okay, so start zooming out. So now we're gonna take off gearbox and that sort of stuff. We're also gonna drain the oil. So right here's the oil. Let's move it to lifter A to use it. And now let's take like the oil pan off, that sort of stuff. Oil pan. And oil filter. While we're under here, we might as well just take off the exhaust. The muffler, exhaust pipe, and let's get rid of this. I like the muffler on this because it goes around the rear axles. Fuel pump and fuel tank. While we're under here, we'll leave the same fuel tank, but we are going to put a new fuel pump in. So let's get these two new rear mufflers, which look so much better because they're not completely rusted. Right now we're having some camber angle issues. That is to be expected. And now we don't have any camera angle issues. We're gonna leave these off because to keep them out of the way. And drive shaft, let's take that off. And get these screws over here. And now we can take the gearbox off. Got that gearbox off. But let's take this clutch pressure plate off. Clutch plate. And the flywheel. So we actually have access to the underside of the engine. And let's try to get a good camera angle of this. Okay, now we can take off the rod caps and the crankshaft bearing caps. And right here, what I'm taking off right now, right there, was the crankshaft bearing cap, and this is obviously a rod cap. I have to say that because some people are too lazy to look on the screen and say that. This engine is completely like rusted crap. And there's so much carbon buildup in this engine, it's crazy. See, another rod cap. And another. Now, we can lower this car. And simply take some pistons out. Let's just get the camera angle for it. And it looks like I can actually get the other side off too while I do this. That's good. That'll speed up my progress. Come on, these stupid camera angles. Sometimes the camera angles just completely mess up. Okay, so now need to lift it up again. and come under here. Take the crankshaft off. Now the engine block is the only part that needs to come off right now. And engine block is right here. And simply click on it and it disappears. Now we can start mounting parts into the engine. Radiator C. That's the battery. There's a place where I can charge it. I'll do that later. And the brake servo, do that later once again. Or I'll just do it now. Cough, cough, editing, cough, cough. And let's see. Put this ignition distributor on here. Okay, so that's all that I need to put on right there. And that's pretty much all I really can put on right now. Until I put on the crankshaft. Once I put on the crankshaft, then that's the building blocks of the engine after that. So, something I'm curious about, since this was an auction car, I didn't check to see if it had any missing parts. I should have done that, but I know there probably isn't any. I don't know. Right now we're rebuilding it, so let's we'll put that on later. Let's just put this on now to save a little bit of time while we're under here, instead of trying to just act fast and just put one thing on and then build the engine. Let's put these crankshaft caps on, crankshaft bearing caps on before, so that I don't have to do that when I go back under the car. Now, let's put it down again. And let's see. So, forgot to put the oil filter back on. That's easy to fix. Let's put all of these on. Simple. There and there. And then we just keep doing this until everything is on. Hold on a second. Stupid zooming in. There we go. And the last. Good. Now this engine looks so much better already, because there's like no rust on it except for the suspension that you can see right down there. Right now I'm putting on the valve push rods, and I'm not going to time lapse it because this is much faster than it would be on an engine that has rocker arms, because rocker arms that just continuously go side to side, side to side. Those take forever to uninstall. Oh wait, we need to take this one off too. There we go. Now these are just one piece, so it's so much easier to install. So much easier. And exhaust manifold looks so much better. And the other engine head we're putting on right here. There we go, it's on. Now valves, push rods. At least there isn't like 20 of them, so that's good. And I'm going to start putting 2 spark plugs in, and then put the rest in a second. And come on, there we go. Sometimes this game is finicky. Okay, so I want to put that spark plug in and that spark plug. Simple. Engine head cover. Simply get that on like that. and then the wires, then the manifold, get that, then these two carburetors. I wonder how much power these carburetors give. Well, if they were 4 barrels. Well, they are 4 barrel. Now we can put that fresh shaker on it. And when it lifts it up. Now over here, charge the battery. You can actually, I'm gonna see. Nah, I had an idea. Like I could see how well a car starts with the battery not being charged up to 100%. But I'm just gonna leave it like that. So now I can do the work that I need to do under the engine. For example, putting in these rod caps. And this definitely does speed up the process when you don't have to put in the crankshaft bearing caps. Makes it a lot better. And let's get these two right here. I can see the flywheel on the other side right there. So I'll just get that on. And rod cap. And we have that one on. Okay, now let's put these on. Simple. And clutch plate. Clutch pressure plate. Just put that on easily. And then clutch release bearing. And the gearbox. 2 screws over here, 3 screws over here. And didn't put manifolds on this side yet. But I'm gonna finish the exhaust. And then the starter. So now I'm gonna put in this drive shaft. And this in this side. So, and now I'm going to lower it again. I'm gonna go grab the battery off this charging thing. And let's see, mount battery. It is now at 100%. Gotta get this exhaust manifold on. Now I just need to do the front timing pieces. And camshaft. Cam gear. Timing chain. Timing cover. Get this at an angle where you can actually see it. And water pump. And water pump pulley. I don't care about it. I'll leave it being bad. Because why not? Let's put arm B on. Now let's put screws on it. And let's put this arm on. And this holds the alternator. Alternator inline 6B, which is kind of weird to put on a V8, but what can you do? Clip B, got both those on. And serpentine belt. And what else? So serpentine. Okay, so that one. Then the fan. And then is there anything else to put on here? I might be forgetting something, but I don't know. So let's fill the engine up with oil. Gonna fill it to where it needs to be. And there we go. Let's get the dipstick wherever it is. What is it? Did I see it back here or? Okay, it's on this side. Little dipstick. Yep, right where it needs to be. Now let's move this to the dyno. And we're gonna see how much power it makes. And for the moment of truth. It definitely sounds louder because of that, those exhaust pieces. It already seems to be higher than, much higher than it was. And 559 horsepower. That is really good. And yeah, so in the next episode we're going to be putting other stuff on this car, such as the suspension and wheels. Until then, if you like this episode, and goodbye.